guys, it's RebeccaLynOberstadt. In today's video, I'm working with the Nomad Shanghai Palette. That first shade I cannot pronounce, so here's my friend Chelsea.
The second one is Pussy. Pussy.
I figured I would let somebody that actually lives in China pronounce that for you because how she says it sounds like a bad word to me, but it is spelled P-U-X-I. That is the first shade that I am working with here, and now I'm going into the sun shade. All of this is sped up ×2, except for where I show you like what colors and stuff I am working with, because this is a 4 looks 1 palette video. Now I'm taking the BH glitter glue to put down as a base, and now we're going into Pudong. This is a really pretty like reddish orange shade, and since I am editing this on Lunar New Year, Happy New Year to those of you that celebrate the Chinese New Year. I know my friend Michelle did a post on her Instagram for her grandfather, and I have several friends that live in China, so yeah, this palette has a special place in my heart because like I said, my friend Chelsea, who lives in China, I had to ask her how to pronounce a couple of the words because unlike some YouTubers, I like to know what I'm saying. She even told me what they mean. So I thought that was really, really neat of her to do, and she took the time out of her workday to do that. She was recording while she was at work. I am just building up that sun shade. I am doing a red and white color theme on this side, and I do use the black as a liner here in a second because I wanted the red and white for China. I was going to try and do a Chinese based eye look, and then I was like, probably not the best thing to do for somebody of my complexion and nationalities, and I do not want to be insensitive to anybody in China, and so I decided to just use the colors in the most appropriate way for me. By the way, these are water resistant. When I got in the shower with this look, I will include a picture in the corner up here of me in the shower with this makeup look on. I got my face wet. I had my hair wet. I rubbed my eyes, and this shadow didn't flipping budge. Now, I did use the sunshade, and I'm going in with Jinpai Jinpai for the under eye because I want it darker, but I don't want it too dark. I want the focus to be on the lid. Sorry about the camera focus issue there, but it is what it is. I wanted to keep this really like a neutral-ish look, and I did use the Smashbox Always On gel liner on the top and a red ColourPop lip liner on the bottom. Now that is the shade Balance that I am working with here. This is a really pretty almost warm neutral shade. It has more yellow in it than anything else, but it's a really pretty color, and because I'm a warm undertone, it matches really well. That is the shade Fairmont Peace. It's a really pretty I thought it was more of a leaf green, but it does lean a little bit more like teal, or when I put the other shade over it here in a minute, it looks more seafoam. So this is a really pretty green to blue shade, and I'm just packing that all over my lid, and you can get this quite opaque, but I am going to put another shade over it, so that's why I was okay with it being a little bit more sheer. You can also use a white base underneath these, and they pop oh my god, do they pop. So yeah, I also have a picture. I mean, I was so blown away because I'm the kind of person when I'm in the shower, I'll get my face wet and rub my eyes to see how much eye makeup just kind of rinses off. And I stick my head out of the shower to look at the wall mirror that I have, and neither of these shadows budged. So I grabbed my phone and I took pictures while I was in the actual shower with this, and I was blown away. This is Oriental Pearl. This is where the seafoamy color comes in. I am doing this as a faux halo eye, but I also put it on the inner corner and up on my brow bone because I wanted this to be pretty matte for the most part, and then of course because I have hooded eyes and this is my more deep set eye, it did transfer a little bit. I should have gone back on the inner part or the inner quarter of my lid and put that matte Fairmont Peace shade back over it, because there was a little bit too much shimmer in between the inner corner and the center of my lid for my preference. But it's okay. I love how this look turned out. Now going into the sunshade to do like brow bone stuff on either side to make sure that there's a little bit of sparkle something there. And I was already wearing the Studio 54 highlighter, but I used the sunshade over that as well, just for some extra oh my god bling. Because, you know, why not? That is the Sugar Cosmetics Heavy Kohl Liner in green. I want to say Green Envy. I use that in my waterline. So that was the finished 2 looks. This is going to be 4 looks. You know, 1 palette, 4 looks. I recorded this the same day that I got the palette. I did a first impressions video, and then several hours later I washed it off and then came back and did this, because I was like, oh, I want to do this look and that look, and oh my god, I want to use this color. So I had to wash it off. So that's the first, that's looks 3 and 4. Now comes looks 5 and 6. And I'm going to be working with the same 2 colors for both of these looks. I was talking to my friend Angel, and I was like, ooh, I wonder what that yellow would look like with the black, or the yellow would look like with the gray. So she's like, ooh, a gray and yellow look would work. And then I realized gray and yellow are the Pantone colors for this year. So hey, I'm finally, for the very first time ever, on trend. So go me. This is a nice shade of gray. I do have a couple of their other palettes. Well, I have a lot of their other palettes that have gray in them. This is Jinpai again. Jingpai. Again, I'll have to have Chelsea correct me as to if I'm mispronouncing that or what. Because again, I do not want to be offensive, and I don't want to mispronounce something. And as my ex used to say, stop trying to speak in Mandarin because you're just going to offend people. So I do not want to offend anybody. Now, I did a halo eye on one eye, and I just kind of put it all over on the other eye. And I do come in with a white base here in just a minute, and you'll see why. This shade does not need a white base to pop. It's beautiful all on its own, but I wanted to show just how, oh my god, it gets with a white base. And I'm just building up the inner and outer edges and then doing the crease. I'm using the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in 00 Fair, and I put it on, and then I blended it out with my finger till I get, you know, the majority of it on, and then I took a brush to do the rest of it, just to make sure that it was where I wanted it and how I wanted it. And I did go a little bit wide on this, but I do have quite a bit of like real estate on the center of my lid. If I ignore where my natural crease is, I do have a lot of space there. So I don't mind going a little bit wide. Plus you can always put the gray back over it. And then I just press over it with my finger to make sure it's all smooth. And there's me putting the gray back over. Now, this is Golden Prosperity. I'm using a natural hair brush for this. It's one of those old Avon Mark brushes, and I did not get it wet for this. It is completely dry. See what that shade looks like over the white? I used that yellow for my first impressions look over the black, and it really kind of changes how it looks on the eye, in my opinion. And I think with a white base over it, because I did want to use it over a white base over the white glove shade from Nomad, I wanted to see just how bright it would get. And this is a really pretty like sunshiny yellow, and these foiled metallics are super smooth. I have issues when it comes to the textures of things, like I can't do lace. There are certain like natural hair fibers that feel really rough to my skin and are scratchy. I'm allergic to like mohair. I do like fuzzy things like the velveteen fabrics and velvet and things like that. I do love, but like I cannot do that washed silk stuff because it literally breaks me out in hives. My skin does not like it. I can wear regular silk, but not the washed stuff that's kind of rough. So when it comes to foiled shades or metallic shades, I noticed that some of them can feel like sandpaper on this skin, and these do not feel like that. These are super soft, super smooth, and I do not have any problems working with them. And that was one thing Felicia had asked me, is if how I liked them and how they felt on the skin, and they are very, very smooth, not gritty at all, and I appreciate that. So yeah, these are the looks 5 and 6. What do you guys think? Just something super simple. Again, Pantone colors of the year, and we just used 2 colors, literally 2 colors for these looks. And again, I'm using the Studio 54 highlighter. But here you go. Here are 4 more looks using the Nomad Cosmetics Shanghai, aka Yin Yang palette. Let me know your thoughts below, and I will see you in another video very soon. Have a fab day. Bye.